And yes, bingo. How are we, rock stars? How's it going today? Dante here. So glad to be with you guys. We have another Training Tuesday, and a Training Tuesday I'm super excited about. Today, we're going to talk about automations. Automations are the key to a laptop lifestyle. It's what allows you to not have to be working in your business, but instead be running your business. So you can remove yourself from the minutia and be an actual business owner. I love automations. I love talking automations and all the crazy different use cases we have for them here in ClickFunnels. But as always, I have my great friend Aaron with me, and he's going to run us through automations, what they are, how to set them up. How are we, Aaron?
I'm doing great, Dante. How are you doing?
I'm living the dream, man. Thanks for asking. Did you have a good holiday?
Absolutely. Yeah, the holidays were great. Spent time with the family, ready to be back and rocking and rolling though. So
same, ditto.
Yeah, awesome. Excited to talk about automation. So I'll go ahead and jump into it. So appreciate that introduction. Not the last week, but actually the week prior to that, I had shown off all about post automation emails, where they live, how you can make adjustments to them to match your brand visually and through your voice. Those are system emails. They're great. They're preemptively set up for you to achieve success through your business. But what if you want to take it a step further? An email confirmation to a purchase is a great start, but what if the product or service your customer purchased requires a follow-up? Or what if you just want to build stronger relationships and send a quick check-in email and asking how their experience has been so far? So with automations, that's exactly what we can do. We can set up actions to run automatically so you don't have to manually check in, follow up, send assets, or just remember to take next steps in that process. So in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to build out a simple automation so you can see firsthand that process and start using these inside of your own funnels. Then we'll walk through how to add a trigger. Then I'm going to create a simple delay, and then it'll send a follow-up email. So that way, by the end of this, you'll see exactly how this will achieve success for you and how to get set up. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. There we go. And I'm here in a workspace. And what I want to bring attention to is going to be the left-hand side. Now, we have all the different apps already installed, and I want to find automations. If you do not have this app installed, all you have to do is go up to this Add Apps button, tap on it, and it's going to bring you over to all of our apps. So go ahead and just find automations, get it installed, and then it'll show up here on your left-hand navigation menu. Now from there, I'm going to go ahead and tap automations. And the thing I really want to open up here is going to be workflows. All right, so here I am on my workflows page. You can see we have a bunch of workflows already set up within this account. So as you set these up, they will show up here and you can make adjustments and changes to them over here on the right-hand side. You can also duplicate a workflow. So maybe you need to set up several different workflows in the same instance. You can do that by just simply duplicating them. Now, to add a new workflow, I'm going to go ahead and tap on the top right button, and it's going to pop out a window for me. So here I need to do two things. First, I need to give this automation workflow a name, and then I need to select the appropriate run type. So this is going to be a simple email where I just want to do a 1-week delay. So they just made a purchase and I want to make sure that I'm following up 1 week from that purchase. So let's do this. 1 week follow-up purchase sequence. And then run type is very important to select the correct one. Let me explain a little bit what they are each. So you have simultaneous, you have back-to-back, and then you have only one run per contact. So what that means is if someone makes a purchase on the simultaneous selection, and then later that day, they make a second purchase on my funnel, they're going to get an email exactly 1 week from the first purchase, and then a 1 week email directly after the second purchase. So that way, anytime, anywhere, when someone makes a purchase, when this is set up, they will get a follow-up email exactly 1 week from that time of purchase. Now with back-to-back, that's not what we want, because what would happen at that point is if I select that and a customer makes a purchase, they're going to get their 1 week follow-up email. But if they make a second purchase anytime within that week time frame, it's not going to trigger until the first one is finished. So you want to make sure that you select the appropriate run type for what you're trying to achieve, whether that is an email sequence, whether you're triggering something to send assets after the fact. Always just make sure that you are selecting the correct run type. So again, I want to do simultaneous because I don't want to limit the amount of time someone's going to purchase something from my funnel. So I'll go ahead and click that. And from here, I'll just create my workflow. All right, and you saw that I did not have it active there. I want to set it active at the end once I have it all set up. So right now it's disabled. And again, I can enable it by toggling that right here in the top right corner. Now, once my workflow is created, I have a blank canvas here and I need to do some actions. So the first thing is you can see that there's no trigger set. If I just hover over that and tap on it, I can add a trigger. What is a trigger? It's basically just saying when someone performs this action and that's when we can go to the next step here. So my trigger, I can select from the dropdown and you can see there are a lot of different triggers. Maybe someone had a tag applied to them, right? Maybe they completed a course and I want to send them some sort of certification after the fact. Maybe they opened up an email broadcast, right? There's so many different options we can go with here with a trigger. But what I want is this order successful purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that. And now it's going to ask me what funnel do I want to link this to? So I have this Masterclass 2024 funnel. And then I believe it's this page here. You're going to then select the actual page of your funnel. And then once you have that page, you can select the product. So you can see I have this Fit Life Bootcamp. And if there are variants of that, you'll have to select that as well. Now that I have my trigger completely set up, so when someone makes a purchase on this funnel, on this page of this product, that's what the trigger is. I'll save the changes. And I also want to toggle this on, that way it actually triggers. So I'll close that out. And now my workflow trigger is set. So let me go ahead and move forward. If I just hover through the line here, you're going to see this little plus button pop up. When I tap that, I'm going to get a bunch of different actions here on the right-hand side. So if I scroll through here, you can see I can send emails. I can do a workflow trigger like a pause, a conditional split path. I can do a delay, which is actually what I'm going to use, but I can also do internal triggers or internal actions. So I can have a tag contact. I can have it add a note. So there's so many different opportunities for automations. Really just scroll through here and you can see the list of what you can achieve. Like I mentioned, I want to set a delay. So I'll go ahead and tap on that. And this window pops up. It asks me what kind of delay type. So I'll keep it relative. And then duration. Do I want to do minutes, hours? I said 1 week. So let's go ahead and do 7 days. I could also just do 1 week. All right. So now that I have a 1 week delay on the trigger, that is someone purchases the specific product from my funnel. Now I can go down to this third plus button, tap on that. And now I will get another action. And this is where I mentioned I want to send a follow-up email. So the idea here is that they made the purchase of this item. It has been a 1 calendar week. And now I want to go the delightment route and delight my customer by checking in with them to make sure everything is good. So when you tap on send email, it's going to first ask me, do I want to select a template? So let's just go ahead and choose this. And now you got to fill out a few things here: the name, the subject, the headline, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and fill this out. I won't write out a full subject, but you get the idea here. And then from address, from your select dropdown. And last, you can also do a reply to email. So I could select something in here. Now, once I create that, I have created my workflow, right? So I have the trigger, I have the delay, and I have the send in email. So that is it. That is essentially as simple of an automation as you could build. Now, Dante had noted you could build an opt-in automation, which might be a little simpler, but I don't know. That was pretty quick and dirty. So the last thing I really want to touch on here is up in the top right, my status is currently set to off. So this automation will not happen with anything unless I set it active. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, enable my workflow, and then I'll head back and I can see the status of it on my 1 week follow-up purchase sequence is live, and I have one of one active triggers. So that is, in a nutshell, automations to a T. I would just want to say, I guess, Dante, is there anything else that you want to discuss before we wrap this call up?
I don't think there's much. That was a great way to walk through automations. Automations, it's the back end automations. Like we said at the beginning, it's the things that allow you to be free of working your business so you can actually own and run your business. Having these back end automations set up so you can have people automatically joining challenges, getting the right emails at the right day, and automating the entire process. That many people have teams and salary and staff that they have doing that. So you showed it off really well. We can get super deep into automations, triggering workflows, removing from there's a lot of great stuff we can do. So on that note, if there's any funnel hackers watching and you're like, man, I need an automation that does this in my business, we'd love to hear about that. Maybe we'll build it for you and make an entire show series on it. But we'd love to hear what automations you might be struggling with, or what's maybe your favorite automation that you have, the thing that you use in every funnel, in every setup, in every process. As always, gang, this is Training Tuesdays. It's built by funnel hackers for funnel hackers. So we'd love to hear from you on anything you have on automations or any other topics, or maybe any other apps or any other concepts inside of ClickFunnels that you want to learn and you want to get better at. Please let us know. We're always happy to hear that. But Aaron, that was a great demo. Thanks for it today. Funnel hackers are our people, our loved ones. We hope you have an amazing new year and that this holiday season was great for you. We're crazy excited for 2026. We have a lot of great things coming. We have a fire going inside of us, and it's a fire to help you build your business, grow your business, scale your business, go from 1 million to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, whatever your goals are. We can't wait. So with that, we'll let you all go. Have an amazing rest of your day. Aaron, thank you, my friend. Great as always. See you, gang.
Yep. Thanks, Dante. See you, everybody.